guys, it's Kelly Moe. I just wanted to touch base and share another care package with you all today. Today I wanted to talk about retirement planning when it entails your loved one who is needing care. So my mother, who has been living with severe dementia for over a decade, has been living in multiple assisted living facilities. She currently is on her third facility. The first two facilities we had to pay, or we were paying out of pocket for her care, and elder care is expensive. Between those two facilities, we were paying anywhere between $6,500 to $10,000 on a monthly basis, and that covered her meds and her room and board. And when you're spending that much money on a monthly basis, your money is eventually going to, run out. And when that became the case for us, I had to seek out Medicaid facilities. And in the Medicaid process, you have to spend your money down, and that's what they call it, spending down. And a Medicaid recipient is only allowed to have $2,500 to their name on a monthly basis. So you have to make sure that all of the assets are liquid, and you spend the money down. And when I went to one of the facilities for a tour, the Medicaid specialist that was there, was asking me certain questions, and one of the questions actually caught me off guard because she said, "Do you plan on a burial or do you plan on cremation?" And it threw me off, but I had asked her, so why do you ask? And she said, "Well, I just want to know." And I was like, okay, well, I thought it was kind of an intrusive question, but she couldn't really answer my question either as to why she was asking. But later on, when we were going through the tour, she had kind of pulled me aside out of earshot from her colleagues and her many other staff members, and she said, "The reason why I asked you about burial or cremation is because I recommend to people when they're going through the spending down process is to set money aside and put it into an irrevocable burial account." And I had never heard of an irrevocable burial account. So, she was telling me that it's the best way of funding, the funeral, and it's a way to use the assets that you're still trying to spend down, and you can put that aside, and it's something that the government does not see as an asset. You're not going to get penalized for opening up that account. So I was extremely indebted to her. I never heard of this before, and I knew in the planning process of getting, all of my mother's money taken care of, knowing that I could put that into place and basically plan out her funeral kind of was a huge weight off of my shoulders. I mean, I did this several years ago. I already, know all of her plans are in order. And also in doing this and spending down her money, I also had taken advantage of getting my mother a memory bench at one of the local gardens in our area that she was very fond of, and she took me and my brothers there when we were little kids. It's a beautiful place, so I purchased a memory bench for her with some of her money that I was spending down, and that will be there forever. And I'm so glad I could do that for her and for the family and for any friends who want to go and sit there and remember her. So I wanted to just share this little tidbit with you guys today. If you are taking on the finances for your loved one, if you do have to spend money down, an irrevocable burial account is definitely the way to go. And honestly, I would say it's the way to go regardless. My mother did not have long-term health care insurance, and I didn't know that until I became her power of attorney, because no one wants to talk about money. No one wants to talk about finances. And as, her daughter, I never asked her in growing up what she had set up for retirement. My parents divorced when I was early on in my college years. I never asked her what happened with the divorce settlement or if she had a retirement plan set in place. So to learn that, she didn't have long-term health insurance, which a lot of people don't, let me know, okay, what do I got to do now? So learning about this irrevocable burial account was extremely helpful. And one more thing before I sign off. If you do end up having to do Medicaid, one of the things that I quickly learned, well, I learned after being approved after the first year, is that you have to reapply every year for Medicaid, which I think is really silly, because in order to qualify, you have to only have $2,500 to your name. And I know once I went through that process to spend her money down to make sure that's all she had in order to qualify so she can get care, I made sure I did my best to make sure every month I was close to that mark. Because, I was fearful that once I found out I had to reapply every year, I was like, oh my goodness, can they take this away from her? Now, legally, they can't kick anybody out of a nursing home. At least that's from what I understand. But I never want to put myself in a position where I am questioned, why does she have all this excessive money lingering outside of what was already originally approved for the Medicaid application. So every year you have to resubmit documentation and proof from, whatever bank accounts you have, or if there was any kind of retirement or pension, you have to just, provide those statements on an annual basis, which is silly and annoying, but that's part of the game. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful, and I'll hopefully be coming back with another care package soon. So I hope that you and your loved ones are doing well, and if you have any comments, please share them with me, and take good care. I'll talk to you soon.